What's up, YouTube? Bscoe9111 here today, and we got a special guest.
It's the homie Bscoe9111 coming at y'all. What's going on?
Let me move the camera back. All right, folks, we just out here chilling, and where we at?
Fort Washington.
All right, we in Fort Washington, chilling out in the nature. So, in case y'all can't hear me, bring it in a little bit. Yeah, was out here chilling, and yeah, pretty much enjoying our day. Yeah, pretty much enjoying our day. My phone sliding in my pocket, but yeah, you take it away real quick, Bscoe.
Yeah, I'm just gonna talk about the Texans right now. We had so much talent, lost 14 games in a row, worst record in the whole NFL. But we were an elite team, made it to the playoffs 2 out of the 3 last years, but played like some shit. And we got a new coach, new quarterback, and I don't know how we gonna be this year. Then I'm debating if I should get an Xbox One, but I'm perfectly happy with my 360. Because there's nothing out that I want to play. Is anything out that you want to play on Xbox One?
Killer Instinct, Dead Rising 3. That's it.
But what about, they don't got fatalities on it though.
That's coming in season 2. Season 2 done started.
You mean like a downloadable content?
It's a free-to-play game, but it has a lot of downloadable content, including most of the characters on it. So yeah,
So which one you think he gonna get first?
depends. PlayStation really don't have nothing I want to play at the moment, and Xbox just has those 2 games. That's about it. I think it's panned out. That's just it need to be further back, but whatever. It just depends. Who knows? They might get copped at the same time for all I care. If I have the money, I might do that.
How you feel about Nintendo games competing with like 360 and PlayStation 4? I mean Xbox One and PS4, but like they're not really into the online, multiplayer. Why do you think they're doing that?
Well, some games ain't like that. The majority of the games they released up till now, because next week Mario Kart 8 comes out, and that's online. You know, 2 people can play off one console online against people all around the world, and that's good to know. Because I don't know how people on Mario Kart Wii played or whatever. I played it online most of the time, but nobody else was ever there to play with me, so I wouldn't know. But they're doing pretty well when it comes to making this game, Mario Kart 8, to where you can play online with its like online playability. I hope they continue to move forward in their advances when it comes to these games. They really need to.
So do they offer like a headset on there?
No, you have your controller, your Wii U gamepad has a camera on the front that you can talk to people through.
You gotta talk to them through the camera, but
It does have a mic built in too.
so why is it not like Xbox interface or PlayStation interface as far as like communicate with your friends and stuff?
Well, it depends on what you mean by that.
Like how Xbox has the gamer,
The party
the
chat.
parties, the chat, and the PlayStation 4 got the party chats, so you can communicate. Make it more user friendly.
Well, I couldn't tell you why it's not like that, but I just know that when I Wii U chat, I usually Wii U chatting with one person, and I'm looking face to face with them. So, and they're looking at me. So, you know, I don't mind. It's their own little way.
Cause Cause I know back in the day, I used to love my like Nintendo, Super Nintendo. You know what I'm saying? Nintendo 64. Cause it was no online like that. You know, but I love the games too. But when online came out on PlayStation 2, the fat one, when you screw what's that thing? The network card
The
on there.
Ethernet cable.
You know that little the on the big edition.
The big thing
You
had
had to buy that brick
network.
thing.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And
I forgot.
my first game was like Madden 90, maybe 90, maybe it was 2001 or 98, something like that.
Hmm.
And I played that online, and that interacting and talking to people while you're playing games just enhanced the like
The
video gaming,
experience.
the experience. Just took it to another level. That's why, like my girl, we don't really have that many games that we play. But I know when I played the Wii with you, I know she would really like that. So if I was gonna play with my wife or like my girl, my girl that's soon to be my wife,
Young man.
young man, I think that would be good for us to play. And she's not really, I think 360 and PS4, PlayStation 3 and PS4 are for like hardcore gamers. And like the Wii U probably, is better for older people, some children. But do you agree with that?
It's all in what you want when it comes to video games. But for the most part, that's pretty much right. I ain't gonna say Nintendo can't make hardcore games because I have some of them back home on my Wii. Like, say, No More Heroes. That game right there was M-rated. No More Heroes 2. Mad World. Stuff like that. I have stuff like that, but, it's all in what you want out of the game. But for the most part, you're exactly correct. Not to offend any Nintendo fans out there. I'm one, but, I ain't offended.
When's the first time you played Sonic? Because I know you love Sonic. What was the first Sonic you ever played?
Probably Sonic 1. I can't even remember. My brother had a Sega Genesis, and I remember seeing it when I was like 3 or 4 years old. So, when I did that, I played it, got used to it. That's about it.
So it was Sonic 1?
He had 1, 2, and 3, and Knuckles. He had all the Sonic games.
So all the Sonic games were out before you even knew about it?
Well, not all of them, because, time span, I remember. But for the most part, the ones that were out, I remember playing. Because I remember, alright, kindergarten, I played Sonic and Knuckles.
How old were you in kindergarten?
5.
Dang.
Now, I know the first game I really sat down and played all the way through, that was Mega Man X. I had chicken pox, and I had to stay home for at least a week or so.
And you had Sega?
Super. I didn't have a game console then. My brothers had.
So Mega Man never came out for Sega Genesis?
Yeah, it came out. I forgot which one though.
Did you ever play Streets of Rage back in the day, or never? Only with me?
I can't remember if I played Streets of Rage. I probably did. Probably didn't pay no attention.
And you would consider Street Fighter one of your favorite series?
Yeah, for the most part.
So when was the first Street Fighter you ever played?
Street Fighter 2 on Sega Genesis.
Where did you play it at?
Home.
I remember the first place I ever played it was at the arcade. And when Blockbusters was like that. And you could just go to Blockbusters and rent a game. That's the first place where I rented GTA 3. Because when you go to Blockbusters and you rent a game, you don't even know what you're getting. You just picking a game you think will end up being tight. And that GTA 3. Why you never was in the GTA games?
It wasn't that I wasn't into them. Half of the time I just didn't pay any attention to them because most of my friends had GTAs. That's about it. If I wanted to play a GTA, call up one of my friends. They have it. That's the only reason.
Did you ever play Atari before?
Atari?
You ever played it before?
My cousin had an Atari. We was playing that also when we was like 5 or 6 years old.
Is that better than Nintendo?
No. No. Not to me.
So if you had to go with the number one fighting game ever to come out, would you say Tekken or Street Fighter?
Depends on what you... If it was up to me, I'd give it to Street Fighter because Street Fighter made most of the games that came out afterwards. If it wasn't for Street Fighter, there would be no Tekken, there would be no Mortal Kombat, there would be no pretty much anything else that came out afterwards after seeing that, because there's too many different likenesses within the game. Mortal Kombat was born off the idea of, oh hey, let's get together these martial artists, but also Ed Boon was like, oh, what would happen in Street Fighter if your opponent was dizzy at the end of the match?
So Ed Boon did Street Fighter 2?
Ed Boon made Mortal Kombat. Ed Boon played Street Fighter 2. I was wondering, he got the idea of fatalities in Mortal Kombat.
He said that?
Yeah, in an interview.
But he got it from the idea from Street Fighters?
He got the idea of fatalities from Street Fighter when the opponent was dizzy. He was saying, what will happen if your opponent is dizzy at the end of the match? You should be able to do some kind of death move on him. That's where the fatalities were born. But I will say, if they had been just a little bit later in making that game, they would not have been the first game with fatalities. It would have been a Samurai Showdown series from SNK, because they had fatalities too. But, you know, mostly in Japan.
Isn't the Killer Instinct out now, the third Killer Instinct to that series? Wasn't it Killer Instinct 1, Killer Instinct 2, and then the one that's out on Xbox One? So it was just two? It's four of them?
Killer Instinct 2, Killer Instinct Go, which is a remake of, I want to say, 1 and 2.
And they
Correct
got more
me if
people?
I'm wrong, but, you know, I think that's a remake of 1 and 2. Or just a remake of 2. And then they have this one. They also were supposed to be re-releasing the first Killer Instinct in HD on like Xbox Live Arcade or something, but I failed to see it. I don't know if they did it. I really don't.
Have you played the one for Xbox One?
I could have. Two of my friends have. Well, no, a handful of my friends have Xbox Ones, but I just haven't sat down and played it because it's like, what I look like sitting down playing a game console, and then what if I start liking the game? Then I need to go out and get the game. So I'm just not gonna play it until I own it. That's all. That's all. I don't want to get addicted to something that's not mine.
When's the first time you ever played Mortal Kombat? What was your first Mortal Kombat game that you played?
I want to say Mortal Kombat 2 on Super Nintendo.
But did you fall in love with the series?
No.
What?
No.
Are you serious? Mortal Kombat?
I'm serious.
What?
From the jump.
Forgive him, people. Forgive him.
From the jump, I've always said this. Even back then, when I was like 5 or 6 years old, Mortal Kombat is cheap.
It's cheap, though.
Anytime the computer just run up on me and bomb on me competitively.
Street Fighter not cheap, though, with the little Ken and Ryu sweep? That shit ain't cheap?
2D games, in general, have some kind of cheapness to them.
What about Tekken? That's a 2D game?
That's not a 2D game, that's a 3D fighter.
What's the
Tekken,
difference?
here's the thing. Certain Tekken games were in 2D up to a point. I want to say Tekken 3 changed the 2D aspect of Tekken, because Tekken 1 and Tekken 2 were primarily in 2D. Tekken 3, where they had certain stages with walls, finally changed it and made it a 3D fighter. So yeah, certain things about, now one thing I've never liked about Mortal Kombat, and I wish they implement this, maybe I ain't saying this to stop me from getting good, but it just don't hold my attention span. I love the characters.
You used to love playing the game.
I love the characters because I've always loved Rain. I've always loved Ermac. I've liked Kung Lao. I couldn't care less about Johnny Cage.
What?
That seems to be the Mortal Kombat go-to guy when it comes to rappers. That's the first name that flies out their mouth. Either Johnny Cage or Kano in every rap song. Sometimes you might hear Liu Kang or Kung Lao, but you never really hear too much else besides Johnny Cage or Kano, because I can't name you how many times somebody said a rap verse and spit either Johnny Cage or Kano. So since back in the 90s.
So who's your automatic favorite? Who's your favorite? Ermac?
Yeah, because they didn't make Rain like I wanted him to be made.
But you like him on the older MK3?
Rain used to be the man. Oh, he's the joke character of this game because he's made after Prince's song Purple Rain. Who cares?
But I thought, oh, Ermac was red. Ermac was red, right? So why Ermac be wearing that black thing, the ninja looking Rey Mysterio mask?
All of them have ninja masks. Even Reptile. Reptile takes his mask off every now and then, but they all wear a ninja mask.
So who you think I'm the best with on MK9?
Johnny Cage.
Really?
Yeah.
And who would you say the next best person I am?
Jax.
Wow. You don't think I'm good with Striker?
Nah, I've seen some better things with Striker. Striker's okay.
But when
Striker needs work.
you really don't think I give you much trouble with Reptile?
Reptile will be your third or fourth.
What? Impossible.
He does okay, but it's not that impressive. Not as your Jax or Johnny Cage.
Do you feel like you're done with the Dragon Ball Z series video game wise?
No, all they gotta do is make it correct. That's all. People are like, well, how do you do that? So I'm gonna just go on and explain this. When you make a new Dragon Ball Z game, don't take away everything and then give us back some of it and not all of it. Stop doing that. Give us back everything you've taken from us when it comes to Dragon Ball Z games. Stop making these high graphic Dragon Ball Z games that are shit. Perfect example, Ultimate Tenkaichi. All you did was play rock, paper, scissors most of the time to like get a move off. Sure, the game's graphics were great, but graphics ain't shit if you ain't got gameplay in there. I don't care about what game you say. You can have the best graphics in the world, but if you ain't got no gameplay to go with it, it's not a complete package. And nowadays, gamers think graphics is everything. I like for each and every last one of you to go hide in a dark room if you think that, and never return. Because, in all honesty, if you just think of the graphics, you ain't talking about nothing. Because graphics are only a part of what goes into a game. If you just have graphics, well, hey, those are nice graphics. What else can this game do?
So let me ask you a question. Do you like Rage and Blast over Burst Limit?
Burst Limits was some shit.
Really? So you fuck with Rage and Blast?
Rage and Blast 2 is the closest thing to Budokai Tenkaichi 3. Even though I've heard there's people out there that say they don't like that game. Everybody feels like they play at the same pace. I will have to ask you guys what the hell's wrong with you, because I don't see it as everybody playing at the same pace. They don't even attack in the same way. So each character has their own unique pattern of attacking. Sometimes it's similar, but in all honesty, you have to remember that some of these characters didn't even last within the series, so they kind of had to make some things up and help build their character, because we didn't see a lot from most of these characters. They didn't even last long. So just the fact that they have a decent moveset within this game is good enough for them to like actually have did what they were supposed to do. So when y'all say some characters fight alike, I don't understand that complaint to an extent. I understand y'all might be like, oh well, his punches might move at the same speed as his punches, or say Raditz and this guy right here, a Frieza henchman, might move at the same speed. Okay, how long were they around? Were there major? They were. Let's see, Raditz was more of a staple in the series than say a Frieza henchman. So. And even then, he didn't even stay around long. He was just a saga. He was part of a saga, the Saiyan saga. It ain't like he had his own saga.
Who you think was the best DBZ villain?
Canon or non-canon?
What that mean?
Part of the series or not part of the series?
Part of the series.
I'll give it to Cell. No. First, I like Kid Buu. Then, second, I give it to Cell. I didn't like Frieza.
I loved Frieza. Frieza was that nigga, dog. Frieza was fucking people up.
He was an asshole. I'll give him that. He had
Villains are supposed to be assholes.
Yeah, they are. Because my non-canon villain Super 17.
Oh my god, dog. What did he really do besides and get so strong that it just blew up and killed himself? That shit is just so dumb.
Blame that on the writers who wrote that because it still doesn't make sense how he died to this day.
So why is he your favorite? He wasn't even really doing no moves.
He was a badass.
He wasn't doing no moves.
He was a badass.
He just looked like a 17 Super Saiyan 3 looking ass nigga.
Well, if that's the way you want to put it, okay.
I mean, you laugh, so you must think there's some truth to that.
He looked like a super powered up 17. Hence, Super 17 being his name.
How did he even come back to life if he was destroyed?
He wasn't destroyed. Everybody was... Here's the thing.
They showed that in the movie?
What movie?
Did they explain that? Oh, me in the GT?
He went off to live in the mountains.
They showed that in GT?
I don't know. I didn't get to see it. GT went by so quickly, and it was kind of hard to catch. So even if I watch it to this day, I still want to understand.
I can't believe you don't like GT.
It's not that I don't like it. I feel like they could have actually did something with it, and they didn't do it because there's too many plot holes in GT. That's my problem with GT.
I like how they be like, next time on Dragon Ball GT.
That's everybody's problem with GT, actually.
They don't like that?
It's not that they don't like GT. It was too many it was too many loose ends in GT. Like, how did that happen? It was too many times where you had to ask that. And that's the problem with GT. That's it. It's not that they didn't like GT. It just didn't tie up its loose ends.
So you didn't watch Goku fight Baby? You didn't watch
Nope.
Goku? Are you serious? You didn't watch when he fought Omega Shenron?
I saw bits and pieces of
Oh
it.
my
I didn't get
God.
to catch it all.
You didn't see when they fused Gogeta?
I
Super
saw,
Saiyan 4?
I saw that one part and I was like, huh, this look interesting. Then I ain't never catch the episode after that.
Did you see how Vegeta cheated to become a Super Saiyan 4?
The Bloods Wave
Yeah.
machine. Yeah, I saw
I
that.
think that's bullshit how they didn't, he's not strong enough to become Super Saiyan 4, so they have to build a machine to make it happen. Like, they always made him like a pussy in the fucking series, and they always let Goku and Gohan kill everybody, but my man Vegeta, only time he killed people was when he's bad.
Pretty much.
And then they make him a coward, and you know, every movie he goes after the villain and gets slapped away like a little fly, and Super Saiyan knocked down, and Kakarot saves the day.
Except one movie.
And then Goku gets beat up the whole damn movie, and every movie, and one punch, and it's over. Oh, I'm melting and shit.
One movie, they had to work together. If they didn't, Goku would have been dead.
We talking about who Runagon?
Revenge of Cooler's Revenge, the Metacooler movie, where they went to the new Namek. Cooler was kicking. Man,
I think I got them joints. I think I got them.
Fucking Goku up, and Vegeta came and fought him. Then they both had to work together to like beat all the Metacoolers that came out, because it was once they destroyed one, more and more kept coming, because the big Getty Star kept making them.
Damn.
Yeah.
Didn't they make like a billion of them at one point?
And they all got destroyed, and then I think they overloaded the big Getty Star and destroyed it,
How did they overload it?
making too many coolers at once.
Oh my god. It's always a dumb plot in that joint. Just as the Z Fighters are about
I mean,
to
it
die.
makes sense, because you working the machine to where it's over processing its duties. That can happen. That's what happened with technology as it is.
Did Goku ever die in Dragon Ball?
I can't remember. I think he did.
Did you ever watch Dragon Ball, the whole series?
Nope, didn't get to see it. Didn't even know it existed.
I mean, but you can't go back with all your APK files. You can't do that?
I could.
But you're not interested in looking at it?
At some point I will.
Or
The only thing I went back lately and watched was something you probably never even heard of. Or you probably heard of it, but you probably didn't watch it.
King Piccolo?
Nope. Yu Yu Hakusho.
Who the fuck is that?
Exactly.
Yuka Hakusho?
Yu Yu Hakusho used to come on Toonami.
So, does that have anything to do with Dragon Ball Z?
No, it's a show that I used to watch alongside Dragon Ball Z.
Was it on Toonami?
Yeah, back in the day. Back when Toonami actually had Moltar instead of Tom. That's vintage 90 right there.
What is Motar?
Space Ghost, the dude with the bucket helmet and the red and blue costume.
Talking about Space Ghost Coast to Coast.
The dude who had the bucket helmet and the red and blue costume had the deep voice. The dude on there named Motar used to actually run Toonami back in the day. Back when Gundam and stuff like that used to come on. Where we at? When they get to 30, we're going to have to stop and make a part 2. But it ain't at 30 yet. We got 5 minutes.
You gotta do what?
When they get to 30 minutes, we got to stop and make a part 2. Because it's at 25 now. I could upload videos 30 something minutes.
You think they're doing too much with the X-Men movies?
Nah.
What?
I really don't keep up with them kind of movies, so I can't really say. You have to ask a comic book fan. I'm not a comic book fan because I didn't really get to read comic books like that. I like X-Men or not, but I really don't keep up with it like that.
I know you like Iron Man.
Marvel comic stuff.
No, the movies.
They're okay, pretty good.
Which one you like the best? I think part 1 was maybe the best. Or was it 2? I gotta watch them again.
I gotta watch them again to make that decision.
The only Blu-rays I've been watching lately is my James Bond. That's all I be watching. You don't even like James Bond movies, do you?
I've never really sat down and watched one.
Damn, son. Sean Connery, Brosnan, Roger Moore. I don't know what you missing. So what would you say was your favorite movie?
I can't just pick one.
Man, I know what mine is. GoldenEye 007. Ain't nothing like GoldenEye.
Well, this has been the Ask 16 XL Live coming at y'all with this video, and
The homie Bscoe9111.
Bscoe though? He Bscoe.
Fabe
I thought
Life.
that was a mispronunciation.
Fabe Life.
But alright. I'll holler at y'all later.